Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. It's your girl Dynasty. I'm a wig stylist and braider in the New York City area. In today's video, I'm showing y'all a detailed tutorial for stitch braids. Right here is my client Maya, and she's getting a little design. She's just getting zigzag parting with her 6 stitch braids. Excuse my voice right now. It's the beginner of fall and my allergies is already annoying me. My nose is stuffy, but I'm not letting that stop me from making my video. Before any stitch braids are done, make sure the hair is completely clean from any oils or products, and make sure it's completely blown out from the roots. Otherwise, your stitches won't come out as clean, and it may be more harder to work through the hair if it's not properly detangled. It is better to use a blow dryer that has a comb attachment rather than a brush, so it could get the hair more pressed in a sense. Right here, I'm sectioning her hair in 4s to ensure her braids are even throughout her head and cleaning up the lines with gel. These are the products I'm using. The yellow shiny gem is for parting, the orange all-day braiding gel, and the beeswax is applied to the actual braid itself. I apply it and then smooth it in to create a mold. Being that my client is getting zigzag parting, first I'll outline where the straight part would be to use as a guideline. Afterwards, I start creating zigzag motion for every part I go in. I go in one direction and then I reposition my comb again to make like the next part. Like you see right here, I'm making my part go up. Then I fix my comb, make the part go down, make sure it's clean, just like a zigzag. And continue doing this motion even towards the back of the head. People still look at the back of your head, so make sure it's still zigzagging back there. This was basically the pre-part. Next, to clean up your lines, use the shiny gem, apply that onto your part. Use your comb to clean and place the hair where it needs to be. When doing braids, be mindful to part out your baby hairs beforehand because some clients do not like having their edges braided up. Now onto the fun part. Let's talk about how to use the gel. First, you're going to apply the all-day braiding gel down the middle, then back on the outside. Then next, you're going to grab your beeswax gel and apply that on top of the braiding gel, only on the outside. You don't need to apply the beeswax in the middle. After that, just use your comb to comb everything in. To properly comb in the gel, first use the teeth of your comb to get all the product in. Then flip the comb over to the back side to just the long, straight, skinny part. And just push that in just how you was combing in the hair just to get a flatter, molded look for the stitch braid. And when you mold in the gel, make sure you do it to the bottom first, then the top, and then you can start your stitch braid. Okay, let's buckle down. Let's really get into it. When you first start your braid, make sure your first stitch is about a 1/2 inch back from the hairline. Like, you're not going to start the braid from the very beginning. You're going to go back a 1/2 inch, make your first stitch, comb out the gel and stuff, smooth that in, and then start creating your braid. So you're gonna braid, you know, like the notches, like 2 3 notches down, and then you create the next stitch. As you can see, I'm starting the braid, making about 2 or 3 notches. Then I use my stitch rings to create the next stitch. Normally people would stitch with their actual fingernails or combs, but none of those methods worked for me until I actually found the stitch rings. It works best for me and my stitches come out clean every single time. You could find these on Amazon. I believe I typed in braided rings, stitch braided rings, and it comes in like a pack of 10 or 20. And as you can see, they have colors. Like I have pink rings. I ran out my silver rings. I have a few, but you can get some flavor. I saw purple rings. So yeah, go get y'all some. I feel like when it comes to this part of stitch braiding, everything right here is your preference. Like you have to know which angle fits best for you, which finger to stitch with is best for you. The position of your fingers is up to you. Everything here is just up to your preference. Stitching is very repetitive. All you're doing is making the stitches all throughout the braid from the beginning to the back of your head, because again, people can see the back of your head. A big part of stitch braiding also is making sure every stitch is about even, so you don't have a small stitch, then a big stitch, then a big stitch, then a small stitch. Try to make sure all your stitches are even and make sure they are smoothed in so there's no bulkiness between the stitches while it's trying to go into the braid. You will understand more once y'all start stitch braiding. But yeah, stitch braiding is very repetitive. Also, because we're black women, we do not need a lot of hair when it comes to certain styles, especially this hairstyle. So I don't start feeding in hair until the nape of the neck. So at the beginning of every braid, all of that is my client's hair. No hair is added until the nape of the neck, and that's just for length. When you start to feed in too much hair at the beginning, that's when your braid begins to look bulky, and that's the look that we're not trying to get. Now we're on to the second braid. So we're halfway through her hairstyle, but I just wanted to show y'all how to stitch braid on at least 2 braids. So right now I'm applying the gel down the middle on top, and then afterwards I'm going to smooth it in. Like for every braid, you will generally be in a different position. Because right now I'm on the top of her head, so I had to lower her in my chair. And she still has to put her head back for me just a little bit so I can start the braid for her. Okay, ladies, checking in, checking in, checking in. How are y'all feeling? I know right now everyone is preparing for the holiday season. Halloween is right around the corner. Next thing you know, it's the usual Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, and New Year's. I do hope y'all are doing well, taking care of yourself, and reaching all your financial goals. Right now, I'm completing the same steps. I'm starting back a 1/2 inch on my first stitch. I'm combing that in, smoothing that in, making my first 2 or 3 notches in the braid, then starting the next stitch, and then stitching throughout the head. In all honesty, stitch braids are very simple and just very tedious. It do take longer than any other like cornrow style because you're going in individually making the stitches. But as long as you're consistent and you're always practicing on stitch braiding, you will definitely get well very soon. If you enjoy my videos and if you haven't yet, subscribe to be notified about my next upload. I am dropping more tutorials and tips about braids, wigs, quick weaves, etc. The goal is to get 1K subscribers. I know next month, if you're in the Brooklyn, NYC area, I am doing a content sale. So I will be posting styles that will be discounted. just because I'm trying to get content. I'm trying to post more videos for the whole month of October to like November. I'm gonna do this sale so I can push out more content for YouTube, TikTok, etc. I am trying to get my views and subscriber count up there before the year is over, so don't forget to like, share, comment, anything. Just engage with my video, please. Alrighties, now back to these braids. I was not lying when I say they are tedious, but again, start adding hair towards the back of the nape because you do not need no hair towards the front unless you want those big, bulky goddess braids that the Africans used to give us. Now, this next step is also a preference thing. Once you are done braiding, you should be sewing in your braids to be closer in the nape area so your braids just don't look gappy. But again, that's a preference thing. You do not have to do this. And you would just use the needle and thread just to go through every braid and knot it at the end on the last braid. So don't knot it after every braid, but knot it at the end of the last braid. And before you knot it at the end, make sure you pull the string really tight. Make sure everything is really close before you knot it so nothing unloosens after you knot the thread. That one small step literally changed everything. But you see, everything looks nice, close together in the back right now. All right, now we're on our last steps for these braids. Right now, sometimes the gel turns white, so it's just good to apply mousse onto your braids. Afterwards, just put like a little sheen oil or whatever. And I did do her baby hairs on camera, but you just mousse, some oil sheen, gel on the baby hairs, and you're good to go. The next clip is the final look. Thank you for watching and letting me show you that my brand is my passion. Like, comment, and share, and stay tuned for the next video. Laters.